Whoa! The water often looks deceptively shallow, like you could stand. My anhingas have returned. I'm on my way back. I only got a little battery, but things was oh, there's a crab. Went down a stretch that was beautiful. Wow. The bird's underneath me. How cool. That's Sail Honeymoon, where I just rented this from. It's pretty out there. It's a really nice day. Okay, there was just something above the water that went down below the water. It was black. I'm thinking maybe some kind of cormorant. I didn't get the feel of a fin, but keep an eye on it. It didn't roll, so it wasn't a dolphin. So cormorant or shark. It was a good size, or some other fishy. He said he had a shark go right under him at one point, about a 7-foot shark or so. So that's the shark I just saw in the water. That bird's underneath me. How cool. I heard the splash just in time to see the bird go under the water, and I kept a visual on him for a couple feet. That bird went right under us. That's pretty cool. Hey bud, I got 2 of them beside me now. I got 3. Watch out, guys. Good fish. Whoa. Okay.
I'm dedicating this video to my grandson Ezra, who just turned 4. Hey Ezra, this video's for you. Ezra calls this area the Big Puddle. He's gone kayaking here and he loves to throw rocks and play in the water. I also want to say a special hello to Emmy and Tatum and Judah. Love you.
I think one of these guys is going to land on my boat. That's fine. Come on. I should put some food up there maybe. Also maybe not. I don't know. Put some on my camera. Hey bud. You're Frank. Okay, that cormorant guy is right behind me. Good Lord. Hey, buddy. Okay, that guy needs a name. Oh, looky, now we got 2 of them. Ma and Pa. No, we have 3 of them. 4. Hey, buddy. When the tide's in my favor, so I might just try to get across. My first video on the causeway, and also in this video. All right, there's the start of the Mangrove Trail. I think I want to get out of water before I get in there. Yeah, my videos. I think there's definitely going to be an element of boredom to some of the things I do. because that's just kind of the laid back nature of Florida as well. But it's a simpler place. It's a simpler place here because it does slow you down because of the heat. That's real. It's a simpler place because the land is flat. The sky doesn't have any clouds. But it's still a wonderful kind of boredom. Okay, this is gonna get intense. Hopefully my GoPro doesn't fly off my head. Okay, so this is a lot like the Mangrove Trail. I remember I did a mangrove trail in Tarpon Springs. Oh yeah, so one guy's video that I watched, he took apart his paddle because this got so thin he couldn't have a full paddle. This is actually, I mean, it's pretty dark in here. It's nice. I'd take off my hat, but I don't think I want anything falling on my head. So my friend was a paramedic, and he said one real thing that they encountered in their job was paddlers and people basically having snakes drop in on them. And in Florida we got some poisonous ones. I mean, we have at least 3 poisonous snakes, probably more. So I don't think I watched one guy's video on this, and you know, that branch just touched me. I'm gonna have to, these are all gonna get me. So I don't think the camera does justice to how tight this is. You know, and before I went on this, I thought, man, it might be a good idea to bring my handsaw, you know, just for some of this stuff, or if there was a blockage, a true blockage. But yeah, this is nice. The one I did in Tarpon Springs, there's a spider web, man. I don't want any part of that. There we go. Yeah, the one in Tarpon Springs was, oh, there's a crab, was actually more intense. So this is telling me to take a right, which I will dutifully obey. The one in Tarpon Springs was pretty cool, and it was tighter than this. And when I was doing it, it was my first time ever doing it, and not really knowing what I was doing, and not speaking with anybody beforehand. But there were crabs everywhere. It was incredible. I mean, I'm going, and you know, I'm not really sure if they were, at the time wasn't sure if they were crabs or spiders. And I'm going through this tunnel just thinking to myself, I hope it's okay that I'm going through this tunnel. Like a lot of these, I'm having to bend around so I don't hit my head or get my camera peeled off my head. So Florida, being from Massachusetts, there's a lot that I miss. You know, it's a beautiful place. I don't miss, basically in the winter you get cold, dark, and snow. It gets dark around 4:15. It starts to get dark, totally dark at 4:30. You don't miss all 3 of those. No one needs the cold, the dark, and the snow. When you're a kid, it's not too bad. But as you get older, you know, driving in the snow is just terrifying. Bird. So there's a lot of things to miss. But the longer I'm in Florida, there's a lot to appreciate. It is a quieter and slower appreciation. It's not necessarily as exciting. But Florida has, I don't know, I guess I just think of it as an ugly beautiful. It's got a beauty all its own. The sun is shining in here now, and so when the sun hits me all of a sudden, it's kind of hard to see, you know, the sun kind of flashes me in my head. This right here is fairly blocked for the moment. I think I did good. Yeah, so this is, that was tight navigating, but this is opened up now. That's just beautiful, you know. That's just beautiful. So I watch a lot of the Outdoor Boys videos. But as crazy as his winter videos are, I can kind of relate to that because I've camped in the snow and such. I'm backpacking in the snow. Almost fell off a cliff once. Seriously. Kid caught me at the last minute. It was incredible. Very thankful for that guy. Whoa. Don't know what that was. Oh yeah, it was a fishy. But of all the crazy things and interesting things, sorry to call you crazy, that Luke Nichols has done, the one thing that really struck me was he took all his, well, no, his two oldest boys, I guess, to Louisiana. I think it was Louisiana, yeah. And they just kind of like went through the swamps and camped in the swamps. And they were walking through the swamps. And there was really no trail. They found a place with a little dry ground to make their camp. It was, poison ivy was everywhere, and it couldn't really touch much. And man, just, you know, and just for them to all be there, to be together, to be as content as you can be in that situation and enjoying your adventure, it's a pretty powerful thing. But even with you know, him sleeping, you know, 8 feet under the snow sometimes, and you know, being out there in minus 50 and 60 Fahrenheit temperatures. I don't know what Celsius would be if it would sound worse. But yeah, that Louisiana one was pretty amazing to me. So this is just awesome. You know, I'm sure I'll have to take this video home and edit it and decide what to cut out, what to keep in. But man, to me, this whole experience is a keeper. And likewise, even when I go to the Causeway and it just doesn't seem fun or exciting, you just can't have a problem with it. It's, you know, you're out in nature, and nature's alive, you know. It's an amazing thing. Nothing heals like nature if you need it. And we probably all need it. Oh, there's a big white bird through there. Perhaps a heron, I imagine. Another bird just flew away from that area. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have babies over there, perhaps. Oh my goodness, I just broke a cobweb or two. There's that bird. This area looks a little more inhospitable, but the trail's actually been very good. I just went down a stretch that was beautiful. Wow. So this reminds me. Oh yeah, I'll have to just basically go under this tree. I broke a cobweb or two back there. There's an animal squeaking. So I'm going to be taking you guys to another causeway, a very small causeway in Florida. It's not so much a causeway as it is just there's a beach at the end of it. People can take their boats out. It's beautiful, man. Incredible. People can take their boats out. But I'll go through a small inlet, kind of like this. It's a little bigger than this, but it leads to smaller inlets. Places where it's not a very big area, but I feel like places where people just don't go. And so, like that bird that's flying ahead of us, he's a good size, but I wouldn't say he's huge. But on this other trail that I go, just the big birds hang out in the back. Maybe they're territorial, maybe they claim that area as their home, but sometimes you get in this little inlet that all of a sudden opens up and you'll just find, you know, a 5-6 foot tall bird back there with a thick neck and just a huge wingspan, and they're pretty awesome. The birds in Florida are pretty incredible. So I passed mile marker 3. So I think it is at mile marker 6 where I will be able to exit. So far there haven't been any exits. So I'm assuming that it's like I don't just turn around. No one said that, so I mean, maybe that's the way it is though. Well, that's shiny out there, so I gotta feel like that's the ocean. I might even take that exit, but I might not. We'll see. I could exit and then just skirt along the water's edge. Maybe even look for a campsite or two for another time. See if there's all these trails, but most of them look like they're unkept. Like, I think this is really the only trail. Some of these areas of the mangroves, you can pick up speed and go quick if you want. They're pretty straight and pretty wide, and you just got to dodge a small branch or two. Okay, so this is mile marker 5. There's the ocean. I might check the time and even go back to the marina. Oh, 2 birds. I worked in a drugstore as a manager for 15 years, and one day a little white heron flew into the store. And at Walgreens the windows are up high, so the little white heron wanted out and went up to the windows up high and just kept smashing his head on the window and couldn't get out. So eventually, I wasn't sure, you know, if he was gonna peck me or not, but so I got a towel, got the ladder. It's interesting some of the things you got to do as a manager sometimes. Got the ladder, climbed up there. I just threw the towel on him and just carried him out. The exit was only like, you know, 5-10 feet away. It was kind of interesting. What surprised me was, you know, obviously birds have to be very light so they can fly, and that bird was light, let me tell you. It was pretty incredible. Definitely better. You got a little fish. Ezra, how we doing?
Good job, Poppy.
I guess the tide will be coming from right to left. Watch out there, bud. So, my anhingas have returned. I'm on my way back. I only got a little battery, but the water often looks deceptively shallow, like you could stand, but you can't. I think most kayakers don't. Well, if you rent a kayak from this place and you want to do the mangroves, you got to cut across. But I think a lot of people with kayaks start from the downtown section, and I think cutting across there is probably easier. It seems that way. Super pretty on the sandbars. The water often looks deceptively shallow, like you could stand, but you can't. So I made it back, but it was real out there. You do a lot of paddling to gain a little ground, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's a weekend out here now, so you can see there's more people, but in the past this would be wall-to-wall people. But there was always a place for you. It was kind of cool. From the land, it doesn't look like the prettiest place from the front, but it's a kind of an attractive sight for sore eyes from the water. Ezra, buddy, I hope that was okay. It was pretty cool, let me tell you. Someday maybe you'll come out here and we'll do it again. Just make sure the tide's not too strong. do it.
Yeah, you planned it so it was literally pulling you back to us here. So it made it an easier paddle.
Honestly, for a while, I thought I was going out that way, but I wasn't really sure.
Sometimes it's the wind too that's counteracting the tides.
Okay.
So